Welcome, friends. Today, we are doing another live stream. Spectacular. This is extremely exciting. Kind of. I am a tired duck, but I admit to the stream. And here we are. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Oh, Lord. How are we? Welcome, Michael Harness. Welcome, Roger. Welcome, Antonio. Welcome, Dusan. Welcome, Adam. Welcome, Juro, DJ, Michael, John, Adam, again. Dusan is wearing Royal Oud by Creed. Excuse me. I'm going to try and go the full 2 hours tonight, but don't blame us if I can't, because I'm pretty shattered, you know. Pretty tired. Had a bit of a nightmare this morning with me medication. Basically, I had to ring up and get an emergency prescription because my doctor's was shut and I had run out. And it took fucking hours and I didn't think I was going to get them, and I was getting less than pleased about the situation. But it all worked out in the end. How are we all? I was on stream with Eugene for a bit yesterday. And it was nice while it lasted. How are we? Hello, Dev. It was nice to meet you yesterday. Pradeep, welcome to you. How are you? Fernando, how art thou? I know that you know Dev. I was just reminding people. Hello, Anush. Welcome to you, my lord. Incredible. How are we doing? The radiators in my house are making strange noises. MJ is wearing Corpus Equus. He smells like a horse. He's in Paris this weekend. Tested all the Eris parfums today. Can't decide between MXXX and Scorpio Rising. Well, I know what I bought. And what I bought was MXXX. Can't remember Scorpio Rising. I can't remember which one that was. Was that the peppery one? My scent of the day was Guerlain's Ambre Eternel, says Giro. Everyone is saying hello to Anush. As well they should. So, what is everyone's scent of the day? Mine has been Tabac Rouge by, oh fuck me, what they're called. Fedon. Fedon's Tabac Rouge. It's a decent house. This is the only one I own. I had the sample set. This was years ago. I had the sample set and I just... meh. Michael says, I heard a crazy rumour that YSL's Baby Cat is being discontinued. Personally, don't really care for the sound, but geez, that was quick. I'd be very surprised. I would be very surprised. But then, should I be surprised? I may be surprised, but whether I should be surprised or not is another matter. You know? Like, maybe I shouldn't be surprised. Paroli is wearing un fleur de cassis. Germ says he's back. Hello, Rich. Hope you're feeling better. Scent of the day is Clear Canage. Oof. I think I wore that on Monday. Like, I fucking love that stuff. It's brilliant, like. It's absolutely brilliant, like. It's definitely up there with Demarche's top 10. Top 5, probably, for Dior. It's not a long list, you know. I might do that video, actually. You know, do some list videos while I'm not well. Fernando says, chilly day in this part of Southern Hemisphere, surprisingly, so I'm wearing Chypre Palatan in January. Who would have thought? Oh. It's not often you get bad weather in the Southern Hemisphere, to be fair. Not at this time of year, anyway. Dev says, I wore my sample of Stranger's Limoncitano. Limoncitano, I beg your pardon. Limoncitano. Right after washing off my sample of Le Parfum de Tres. No reason to wash it off, I just needed a shower at that moment. Or at that exact moment. DMR says, good evening. I'm wearing Rochas Femme, 2 of them, Parfum and Parfum de Toilette. Nice. I have those 2. That is a good combination. I really like that Parfum. A new sent us it. He was very kind. He sent me a partial and a full. Or he gifted me the partial, but I bought the full. I think. Memory's not doing too great at the minute. But it's a tremendous scent. It's one of my favourites. Fernando, it's okay to wear Chypre Palatan in winter. Enjoy, man, says Dusan. It's playing summer in here. Pradeep says, I got my hands on 2000, a year 2000 tea for 2 for a good deal. Delicious. Ah, I'll fight you for it. Joe. Welcome, Joe. Evening, rich and lovely people in the chat. Happy New Year. Scent of the diptyque. Scent of the diptyque. Scent of the day is Diptyque's Douceur. EDP, mega floral punch and lasts for ages. I like Diptyque. I do like Diptyque. I've ignored Diptyque again this year and I shouldn't have. I only realised I've only got like 7 weeks of like my winter rotation left. It goes by so quick. Erin, good evening, rich and all. Scent of the day, Givenchy Organza Indecence. An indecent organza, is it? I didn't know you were about that, Erin. An indecent organza. It is Saturday though, so you know. Welcome, Benji. Fall into Stars by Strangelove New York City. My God, what a scent. I've been hearing bits and bobs about that Strangelove. Apparently they're really good. I love Fall into Stars, says MJ. Antonio, what it's like if you compare that to Dior's Leather Oud, says Duchamp. Antonio's wearing Leather Oud, but by Floris. Dev says, the guy at my local niche perfume store whipped out Strangelove Fall into Stars as an answer to me asking if he has any Stranger's perfumery. Not an unreasonable mistake, but funny nonetheless. It's not an unreasonable mistake, but I mean, to be fair, did you try the Strangelove? Pretty great. It's a good way to shoehorn the Strangelove into the conversation, to be fair. Vic says, glad to hear you feel better now. Welcome, Vic. I saw you did a live today, but I missed it. Actually, no, I didn't. I caught the end of it, but I couldn't comment on it because the chat was disabled, unfortunately. Oh, excuse me, whilst I hydrate. Oh, wow. I've been hydrating like a madman today. It's been pretty great. Oh, do you hear that? That is the sound of hydration replenishment. Newcastle got beaten in the FA Cup third round again because standard. We really are quite terrible. Joe Pradeep says, yes, Joe. Already competing with Russian tea. I wore Russian tea the other day and it was fabulous. I still think that's Raskin's best work. Dry as hell if I remember correctly, says Juro at Antonio. Don't have Dior's leather root, says Antonio. It's worth a try. It's worth a smell, you know. It's worth a whiff. I got Falling to Stars at Jevois in Paris, 175 euros for 15 mil. Goodness me. No problem, yeah, YouTube mess up. Not to worry. Did you see her Essence Dior Privé Girl on Art and Material all increased prices? That doesn't surprise us. Shithouses. You know. Christoph, welcome. How are you? It's nice to see you. Happy New Year. It's very soft and dry. You're right, says Antonio. Yeah, the Florist leather root's pretty different to the Dior leather root. Hugely so. Dev says, I mean, yeah, I didn't try it at the time, but I might sniff it next time I get to the store. Lovely bloke at the counter. He was even having a glass of wine with one of the store regulars. Oh, that's nice. You know, oh, just got an email from the House of Matriarch trying to sell me perfumes. Rich still taking the hydration very seriously in 2023. I will forever take hydration extremely seriously. It's an extremely serious thing for me, is hydration. Prof. Melvin, welcome to you. Joe says, yes, product prices are getting silly. I mean, where does it end? It doesn't. It's ludicrous, you know. We're gonna be saying regularly £500 bottles of perfume soon, and it's just ludicrous. It's outrageous. Especially Dior Privé says Prodi. I ain't paying top penny for Francis Curtijon's afterthoughts. I would agree. And DJ, you just missed the Hermes Essence, Dior Privé, Guerlain Art and La Matière, Les Indomptables, were you going to say? Prodi, I didn't know that Les Indomptables had put their prices up. They're not too cheap to begin with, to be fair. They are quality, though. You cannot deny the quality. Adam says he is wearing Pompey tears. There was a lad on the Pompey bench today. He's 18-year-old, but the lad looked like a kid when he was warming up on the sideline. That's how you know you're getting older, that, Adam. The real sign of age, right, is when you start looking at the bus drivers and thinking, you're not old enough to drive a bus. That's when you know you're getting old. I recently got an acro sample set from Fleabay. Unfortunately, it didn't include ink. I've tried a wake, which reminds me of Camp Coffee. I like it. Yeah, the acro sample set doesn't have ink. It didn't when I bought it either. I like ink. Ink's nice. I've been told by a couple of sales associates that they like the smell of it on me. which was very nice of them considering they didn't work on that stand. I may buy a bottle, I don't know. I may not. What did I miss? I just won't buy them, says Pirulli. Yeah, I won't buy them either. It's ludicrous. Acro's the Cresp venture, right? It is. I haven't smelled a single Cresp scent, but he must be good if he's so prolific in the industry, I think. Well, not necessarily, because, I mean, Alberto Marias is prolific, and he's fucking awful. I always seem to get into hobbies late when everything becomes expensive. It's so annoying. You've just got to find what's going to be more expensive. What's going to be expensive next, you know? The brands are crooks, says Vic. Yes, Lesender Madabla has gone from 210 to 220 euros. Oi. Oi, oi, oi. Info Gurlon will bring back Derby in 2023. Piroli says sauce. I've been hearing that for years. It does now. When I checked Acro's website, you must have got an old one like the one I've got. Ink gets too Batcave jasmine-y at times for me. It does have this kind of dark, kind of ultraviolet kind of thing going on. I'm getting old, buddy. I'm getting greys in my beard and now official. Soon I will be called Mr. Grey. Roger says, really? Anyone tried English leather black? Not me, but I've heard of English leather a few times. Directly from Guerlain, says Vic, and will only be sold at Guerlain stores. Interesting. I'm sorry if I'm missing someone in the chat. Macking breakfast, says Antonio. Every time I see price increases in the 200 range, I think to myself, at least it's not Diaghilev price. It usually helps. It's false equivalence, that, though, isn't it? You know? I'm trying to equate something to something else. I struggle with the wake, says Prof. Melvin. A little too sweet latte-like for me, but I understand its appeal. I really, really want to try Followed. And I can't get a sample from Rulia White, who's the one who sells kerosene fragrances in this country. Oh. Oh. Excuse me. Hydration. Top hydration. The cheap silver stem I got, I kid not, was nose blind. First time I sprayed it, didn't smell till the day after. It's nice, it's lovely. Can't wait to see just how much they water Derby down, if it's true, says James. It'll be different. It'll definitely be different. For whatever reason, 37 years old, that fragrance, 38 years old this year. Same age as me. Hello everyone, says Shiva. Welcome Shiva. Hello Rich, you sound like you're back in good form. I'm in a lot better form. I'm not 100%, but I'm not perfect. But I'm good enough to do streams and videos now, and I can smell again, thank God. But I'm not 100%. But we can't let that stop us, can we? Otherwise we'll be sat doing nothing. I've never been 100% even at my best, to be honest. Testing Gris Charnel from BDK today. It's a nice fig frag, but I really don't need another fig. I don't rate any of those BDK. I think they're bland as fuck. I think they're really quite bland. I don't get a milky note to awake, which is fine, as I'm not a fan of lactic type notes. Bish has put his act with Gallywood and Suede in the new Amouage. Guess companies have boxed him. Bish has got this metallic rhubarb sort of thing going on. He did it with well, what they're called, Etat Libre d'Orange. He did it with them, and there was one of their fragrances, I think it was Fin du Mont, the one with the popcorn and gunpowder note. You know? Is Derby coming back? Apparently so, yes. I talked with Girl on customer service in Paris and they confirmed that Derby will be back, says Vic. Well, I will be interested to see what it's like this time round. Anyone here tried some Teo Cabanel scents recently, says Dev. From what I remember of the sample set, Ooh La La, Café Cabanel, and Et Voilà were really, really pretty. I can't remember, but I think Barry from Centralized sent me some Teo Cabanel samples, and I really need to try them. DJ says another influencer mid-brand. Who, BDK? Yeah, I feel that way about BDK personally. They're just very bland. Amouage is going down the shitter. That seems to be the consensus. I was never huge on Amouage. I found a non-magnetic cap Amouage Diamant on eBay for 200 quid. I showed Thomas from Early Greek, and he was like, buy that straight away. And you know what it is? I didn't. And I don't think I'm going to. I like the Diamant that I've got. And this year, I am going to be buying stuff which... I'm going to be buying stuff which are like must-haves that are going to improve the collection. Another bottle of Diamant's not going to help, I don't think. Good deal for a vintage Amouage, though. Bloody good deal. Biche made another Bois Imperial Ganymede for Amouage, and even more expensive. He doesn't get to set the price for them, though. I did review English Leather Black, says Vic. Paroli says, talking of a gunpowder note, I really want 50 mil of Baptême de Feu. Paroli, I'd sell you mine. I've got 2, I think. I'd sell you both of them. If I could find a way to get them to you, mate, absolutely no problem. What about Habanita EDP? Is it very different compared to the EDT? I found a bottle but can't sample it first, so we know where this is going again. I'm not overly familiar with that one. But Derby will only be sold at Guerlain shops in Abbale bottles. I guess that means the new Amouage now, huh? According to Dev. Apparently that's where Chong's gone. Only Amouage vintage I want is gold. Mate, have you ever tried Gentleman's Cologne? Gentleman's Cologne's the original Amouage from that's either the late 70s or the early 80s. I had a bottle I sold at Audrey Jane. It was incredibly classy. She absolutely loved it, but it just wasn't my thing. Wasn't for me. Shiva says, funny thing, I was sampling the BDK Chanel X-Ray Thursday night, and we'll cop a bottle of that and maybe Tobacco Rose. It'll be interesting to see what Chong does with Damien, says Joe. DJ, you should try Vintage Jubilation 25. I've smelled Vintage Jubilation 25. It's so rich. Hello, Josie. Yeah, I've seen the silver cologne floating about. Yeah, I've seen that bottle as well. It's on eBay. Search of this year is Vintage Pot d'Espagne by Santa Maria Novella. I wouldn't mind smelling that. Ramsey was going crazy about it the other day. The original gold is very different. Yeah, the Gentleman's Cologne. Good afternoon, Daryl Squared. Pradeep says, Derby was always available in Paris. I've seen people getting it in B bottles. I heard his Ganache is gone, though. Oh, dear. Who have tried Partout pour Homme Privé? I think Ramsey's got a bottle. I wouldn't mind trying that. I've got 2 Patous now. I've got Patou Pour Homme and I've got More Liberty. Fuck me, More Liberty is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The lavender and that is stunning. Just the right side of powdery for me. Michael Harness says, Scent of the Day, Shipper number 1 from Darren Allen. I've been hearing a lot about this Darren Allen. Apparently he's quite good. Ooh. Right. Excuse me, friends. I am going to dehydrate. I'll be back. Bloody door. Jesus. Oh dear Barbara, I think it's best we sit up for a while because I am falling asleep. So, first things first, I will put my pants on. Oh! And then we will shuffle over to the table where there are many perfumes to discuss. Okay, so where are we? Ooh. One moment, please. There's the bureau. I have returned. Whoa, 10 people left. Well, screw the tent. Ah, Lil's here. How you doing, Lils? You alright? Oh! I'm just getting the light sorted so we can all see where we're going. There we are, can you see? There it is. Rich, what's wrong with me? What do you mean, Rich? I'm not Excuse me whilst I hydrate. My hydration must be total. Oh. Okay. Would you believe I've actually got one of these headaches where... Whoops. I've got one of these headaches where it hurts when I look at light, and yet here I am, suffering for you people. Where are we? Heard someone mention Darren Allen. I've been sitting with the sample set last couple of days. Very impressive. Says Jonathan. Yes, Dev. Dev is talking blasphemy. My only crime was tolerating ethyl maltol. Oh, there's plenty of ethyl maltol kicking about, man. It's just no, just not that much. Hey, Antonian, you well? Hello, everyone. Hello, Michael Harris. You weren't wearing any pants till now? Well, I mean, I've worn pants before in my life. I've had pants on today, just not when I was on the stream. I'm like newsreaders, they don't wear pants either. Hello, Regular Tangent. Stream got stuck, had to log back in. Oh no. Oh, Rich. Yeah, I got my goodies, hope you're okay too, but I'm alright, thank you. Cheers, Lils. Joe says, it's so nice having Rich's stream again. Oh, you know, yeah, I heard all about your goodies. Did you have a, what's been your favourite sweets that you've had off Peter so far? Peter sent Lily food. Who said they didn't like Jubilation 25? I have backups, says Antonio. You ever wonder if Bowling Green got a strike at least once in his life? I don't know. Russian Tea is doing a balancing act. Can you talk about the perfume? I'm going to have Peter on at some point. We were going to do one this last week, but obviously I've been ill. So I'm going to have Peter on to talk about it. Because he made it for us. Lil says, low-grade migraine. No, you're not that bad. I think you're alright. I've had this thing going on for like about 3 or 4 days. I think it's part of the ailment, the ick that I have been suffering. Josie says that Russian tea is living on the edge. Oh, sorry, I thought you meant the fragrance, not the actual bottle of perfume. Sorry, because somebody said before they were wearing Russian tea, and I thought, it must be doing like a balancing act on their skin. No, you meant the actual fragrance. I fucking love this. This is fucking fire. You know, this is really good. The mint, the raspberry, birch. I think there may sneakily be some amberwood in here, you know. The spray's fucked though. The spray's not doing too great. These are good bottles though. I agree. These are good bottles. I am feel for these bottles. I am feel. See, the thing is that when it's resting on a rubber flask, you're laughing. You know what I mean? Because it's got good grip. I tried Jubilation 25 Woman and the opening was beautiful, but it dried down very badly on me. Such a shame, says Joe. Derby coming back, I heard, says Irregular Tangent. They will throw some shite formulation on the market, but I hope they don't. Where did you hear that, Irregular Tangent? Did you hear these, Did you hear this on this very stream? Because, Vic was talking about it earlier. Put on your polarized sunglasses. It does help with light sensitivity headaches, says Juro. Well, they're in the car and I am in my bedroom. So I shall not be going outside for them. Just send me a message, says Dushan. What about? Dev says, oh yeah, I saw the ever-credible Fragrantica perfume voting the best niche was Gris Charnel Extra. Outrageous, disgusting. You flush me out, I am Phil. I am Phil. I was Phil. Oh no, problem with the server. On the stream, says Irregular Tangent. Yes, Vic was talking about it. Look, I'm a blasphemer myself. I don't judge, says Dev. I got a 100ml of Russian tea, really liking it more and more, says Pradeep. Nice. Yeah, I saw the Fragrantica vote and I thought it was rubbish, but who are we to question people's opinions? People's opinions should be questioned. That's how the fragrance community's got itself into the state it's in. Nobody questioning people's opinions, you know? It's just turned into a marketing hellscape. Really, hasn't it? You know? It's fucking awful. The people don't know what they want, says Dev. Good evening, Nick. How's Kinski? Are you enjoying it so far? He sent us an update the other day. You received it. I intend to sell quite a few perfumes this year. I think I'm going to sell my matriarchs, or most of them. Yeah, I'm going to try and sell quite a few. Let's see how it goes. Matriarchs, yes, House of Matriarch. Irregular Tangent says, I will still hunt for vintage Derby. I will have better luck with that. I had to buy a 200ml bottle to get mine. That said, I'm really happy I've got it, like. Kinski is complex, says Nick. There's a lot going on there, isn't there? It's green, but also brown. I don't think it's even close to the best niche this year, but I still enjoy it, says Josie. I wouldn't be surprised if there were bots voting on that fucking poll. You know? That's exactly the type of thing. You know? It's exactly the type of thing that would happen. Seems to be that way, Dad. Matriarchs, Joe. Have you ever smelled the House of Matriarch? Would you like to smell the House of Matriarch? I could send you some samples when I send you the Parfums d'Empire, if you so wish. With so many good releases from indie houses, saying there's a number one is nigh on impossible in my opinion. Rich, do you have Bois d'Assis? Not only do I have Bois d'Assis, I have Bois d'Assis in my hand. That was the fragrance I picked up. That was the fragrance I picked up on camera there, yes. Excuse me, I'm just going to... Let's see, turn that away from my face a little bit. Do you still wear Bois d'Assis? I haven't worn it very much. It hasn't been that cold. It was cold for about a week, right? Like really cold for about a week. And I didn't wear this, but no, I haven't worn it as much as I'd like, but it is just a 50mm. I'm getting ready to wear Erisandra this coming spring and summer. This is about the sort of time that I start to like plot forwards about what I'm looking forward to. That Centauri looks interesting. Nah, it's not that interesting. Shite, really, if I'm being honest. Isn't it, Peter? Oh. So one of them is an eau de cologne-ish, and one of them is an X-ray. A fucking X-ray is thick. But like I said before, I'm going to have Peter on to discuss these, and we will discuss them together, because he made it and I sort of talked about it. I think that could do rather well if he tweaked it. I think the cologne version could do quite well. I'd like to try those. Curious. I'll send you some if you want, DJ. Isn't that a limited release, Peter? Well, I mean, he's made one bottle. That's pretty much about as limited as you can get, to be fair. You know? There we go. Very nice, if I do say so myself. In you go. No, in you go. Sorry, these balls are just not playing the game, are they? Not playing the game. Eau de Sorel. Since you've shown Naomi goods here, is Eau de Sorel any good? Nah, it's fucking far too sweet. I don't like it. I think it's just it's another Herod. You know what I mean? It's just, if you want a perfume like that, get the fucking original and buy Tobacco Vanille. You know what I mean? I love Eau de Sorel, says Jonathan. It was made just for Rich. He told me what he wanted, and we did a few versions. I sent him a bunch of materials to start off with, so he could pick materials he liked first. That he did. That he did. Peter, hello. I would love a bottle of the secret juice, says Antonio, but you might hate it. I'll sell you mine for 100 quid. I'm still losing my mind over how much the Shergi went for. You can tell everyone if you want. Exclusivity, I forgot about that, says Josie. Sold, says Antonio. God, that accidental 100ml of essential parfums, nice bergamot, proves to be more of a curse than a blessing. I need to finish one of my bottles before getting another big boy, and that makes it harder. How much did it go for, says Joe. Shergi, older bottle. Yes, it was the Palais Royal. 3/4 of Shergi Palais Royal, and I'm of the mind that Shergi hasn't changed much. It went for £325, says DJ. Still, that 100ml for 10ml pricing was a steal. Wearing Eau de Sorel while listening to Mozart's opera Die Entführung. Die Entführung aus dem Sorel is amazing. Joe says, ouch. Jim says, yikes. Yikes, ouch. Alright, now trying to think what's on the sample list. 325 quids. The surge fucking madness is fucking bonkers, like. Especially for the Palais Royal. Bearing in mind I bought 5 bottles of Vetiver Oriental Palais Royal version and I paid fucking 50 quid each. That wasn't even that long ago. Vintage Chergy frequently comes up in France's produce, sometimes €50. That's cheap, to be fair. It's fucking cheaper than what you can get for in the shops. There's my Liberté. There is Giorgio of Beverly Hills. Nice. Today I wore my rather haggard looking bottle of Tabac Rouge. There's still an awful lot of that left, you know. Like, considering how much I've worn this. Like, I'm very familiar with this scent. It's like tobacco oud. It's like fucking tobacco vanille. Right? But how does it differ? I'd have to get a sample of tobacco vanille. It's less vanille, a bit more tobacco, a little bit more pipey, you know? You know, like shredded tobacco, wet, moist, shredded tobacco. It's more like that. It's a good fragrance. Vintage Chergy. Has anyone smelled Iris Silver Mist from the bell jar? Worth a blind buy, says Antonio. Pass. I don't advise that you blind buy anything, mate. Irregular Tangent says, I will search France for that then. €50 makes sense. I wore Jouvois Amber premiere last night and it was interesting for about an hour. That just goes flat. DJ says, don't blind buy. Yeah, don't blind buy. Don't blind buy shit, for God's sake. I wonder what I'm going to wear tomorrow. Ooh. Maybe, if it's cold enough, I'll piss off. I'll wear the old Hortus Sanitatis. Hortus. Oh, this stuff is crazy. It's so synthetic. Fragalanche, that's right. Discovery sets is the way to go, says Dev. Certainly is. I like Iris Silver Mist, but wouldn't tell you to blind buy. Don't just follow hype, says DJ. Yes, exactly. Variety is the spice of life, and impulse is the enemy of my wallet, says Dev. Right, you're giving me anxiety. Sorry, Josie. This is incredibly modern and synthetic. Very weird. Very weird. I got this for a steal as well. Thanks to Christoph. Christoph put me onto it. It was an absolute bargain. Do-do. 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 Christoph is here. Christoph, you got me this. It was you, wasn't it? It was, yes, it was you, Christoph. And thank you very much, by the way. Eau de Parfum. Giro says, I have my ISM in Lavapazat. Oh, fuck me. I have my ISM, Iris Silver Mist, in Lavaporizateur tout noir. I'm loving it. An angry iris just up my alley. I've stopped buying samples and discovery sets when the price got ridiculous. Samples for me is trade only now. You're pulling out a little bit, aren't you, Paroli? You're not buying. I know you've sold a few things. Oh, this Mar Liberté is outrageous. The spray is a little bit funky though. Like a lot comes out, but it's not very atomized. Oh, the lavender in this is absolutely fabulous. It really is gorgeous. Oh, anytime. Lovely, Christoph. My dad's signature scents are Narciso Rodriguez for him, grey bottle, and Dior Fahrenheit modern bottles. Is his collection good? Is they the only things he's got? Because if so, no. But I've heard of worse. Dev, I think I'm your dad, says Germs. Dev, I am your father. No, those are his only scents. I'm the viceroy of blind buying, says Shiva. It's almost like playing roulette. I've been on a streak, knock on wood. I must say, when I've been blind buying stuff, right, I have got a really good hit rate. I think one of the best things to do is trust your own nose. Know what you like. Try and narrow the fucking possibility of you getting a good perfume, and it's not a fine art. It's more of an art than a science, though. You know, like there's a. It's easy to fuck it up. Put it like that. But it can be done. Just don't do it. I would never advise anybody to do it. But I do it myself. Like this Giorgio. Know whose nose you trust, you know? When I started out, I quickly learned that Robes Away. If Robes Away really liked something, there was a good chance I was going to like it too, you know? Similar taste, learned a lot from him. Ramsey. If Ramsey liked something, Ramsey was telling me about this. This is fabulous. It's just, it's just so mid to late 80s. It's just a massive patchouli oak moss beast. I was curious about Mar Liberté, but the vintage bottles are not cheap. There's a 50ml from a place called Amy Pharmacy. And that's where I got my 100ml from. I've bought off them before. They're good. This is gorgeous. Oh, lavender nutmeg. Blend buying is more like cooking than baking. I concur, Rich, says a regular tangent. I base it on reviewers that have your olfactive palate are close enough. I've blind bought a number of vintage frags because I'm curious about them, says Joe. Yeah, sometimes with vintages, you've got to blind buy them. You can't not blind buy them because you can't get samples. Anuja's good for that. Anuja's good. Like Anuja will usually like try and sort you out with a sample or two if you wanna smell something. It's got to be duck approved, says Michael. The most trustworthy nose in Fragcom is Ashton, of course, says Dev. Okay, for real, I've got no idea. I blind bought something Ram said and it was bang on, says a regular tangent. Ashton is good, Dev. He has a love for 80s vintages. He does, but he never indulges in that passion, which is very unfortunate. You know? Gent Sense is he's got it dialed in now. You know, it's a money spinner. It's a a grind for him. It's a hustle. It's extra, you know. He's clearly doing quite well out of it. He is like probably the biggest reviewer who's still got credibility, you know, even though the content's not really for me. I was hoping Extra Gent Sense was going to be more towards the type of thing that I'm geared to. Not as much as I would have liked, I must admit, but again, it's not really my fucking place to tell him what to do, you know. I do still watch him though. I do still watch him. I watch his I watch almost every time he does one of those new release videos, you know, the videos where he's like, this is what's coming out soon sort of thing. Robes did one of those videos the other day as well. I like to keep abreast of things, even if I'm not interested in actually buying them. Oh, this Hortus Sanitatis is weird. But, like, good at the same time. Where have you gone? I'm sure there was a lot more of that when I bought it. And I haven't worn it that much. Oh, I'm not sure I could spend the day with it. Stop falling off. There's my bottle of Ebonite. My friend Sonny is selling a full 100ml of this. That's a hell of a fragrance. I got this off a news for a fuck's sake cheaper than that though, I must admit. But then this was a partial, so I would do. But it's black and green. Wow. Stop it. Noir a piece. Stop taking a piece. Ashton is good, Davey. Has a love for 80s vintages. I don't know why brands don't. I don't offer more samples. I've always bought a bottle if I like the sample. Yeah. They think people just go in there, pick up the samples, wear them, and then don't buy the fragrances. That's why people wear different fragrances. I'll tell you something, right, that I used to say when I used to go to the mall. There would be like lots of different concessions and that, you know, of all the different brands everywhere. And you would see, right? You would see the girls who were like makeup artists and hairdressers and stuff. And what they would do is, right, when they didn't have a customer, they'd go over to the fragrance aisle and just cake themselves in perfume and then just go back over to their store. And I just imagine that's what brands think that the customers do. Walk in the store, wear the stuff, put it on, and then leave and don't buy anything, you know? Oh, there she go. Excuse me whilst I hydrate. Whoa. I don't know which nose is close to me, says Dev. Maybe Eugene, because he also prefers vintage feminines over the masculines. Gent Sense is a business. Yeah, that's essentially what it is now. Irregular Tangent says, I have talked to him live and in real life. He is funny as hell, but he does get blacklisted a lot by houses because he doesn't play to their tunes. Yeah, it's one of the reasons I like him, you know. He's certainly more authentic than 70, 80%, 90%. Maybe I'm being harsh on Ashton there. Maybe I should say more, considering the amount of bullshittery that goes on. But I think he explained it best when he says on his channel he talks about what his audience wants to hear him talk about. You know, Which you can't really say fucking fairer than that. I would love to say, no! Tell them things they don't want to hear. Do what I do. But then I'm fucking... He's got a channel with fucking, what, 200 times more fucking subscribers than me? Which, for a lot of people, is the name of the game, you know? Channel growth. I'm not sure it is for me, you know? I'm not sure I want to have a huge channel. I'd rather have the right subscribers than the most. I don't mean that to sound as fucking snooty as it does. But apologies, friends. What we got? Good evening, manly sense. On his main channel, yeah, cheap sense gets him views, yeah. I think that's what a lot of people want. Clone troopers. Ashton's biggest audience is clone connoisseurs. That is a worrying fucking thing, that. Did you hear what happened to Sarah McCartney? Apparently she got her Instagram page taken down because there was a flash mob of fucking Dewar cultists who were like fucking reported her because she said something negative about the brand. I hope they never find this channel. Cunts. Like, I don't know Sarah McCartney from Dot, but you know what I mean? It's wrong. I'm not sure how I feel about that ebony. It's nice. It's green. It reminds us a bit of Sergio Soldano. Sergio Soldano Black. Nero. I'm not sure if I sold that. Did I sell that to Ramsey? I may have done. Hold on a second. No, I didn't. There it is. This. Look at that. It's got the dashboard of a fucking Lancia Delta Integrale. Jesus. Ooh. I sold a perfume today, friends. I sold a bottle of Samsara. My vintage Samsara. Sorry, friends, I'm fucking squashing all these perfumes in. My Liberty, you go back up here. You be careful now. You go back over here. You can be less careful. You're more sturdy. My Liberty, you're delicate. Eau de toilette, Samsara with the real Mysore in it. Oof. So, let's see. Yeah, that cannot be good, that. Whoa! Alright, that's not good at all, that. The fucking chair's acting funny, cunt. Alright, let's have a look. What are you doing? There it is. Don't be reclining on one leg. That's better. Right. Lots of stores hide the most NPC brands behind the counter because they keep getting stolen. Yeah. On his main channel, yeah, Cheap Sense gets some views. Hermes are still good with samples, usually between 2 and 4 mil. Yeah, the 4 mil samples of the Hermes Essence are quite good. I mean, he seems to play the tune of Michael Malone London. It's because he fucking works with them, isn't it? Like, they make sense together. I tried the Galleria offerings, like, and they weren't great, let's put it like that. They weren't great. They were a bit dink, like. Apparently he wasn't happy because they came straight off a fucking shelf. His collaboration scents are a perfect representation of his audience. Not a bad insight, to be fair. I like that's probably a good way of putting it. You know, I've just thought that I like Ashton. Don't really care for his audience. You know what I mean? I like Ashton, not so much his audience. Mind you, saying that, I still watch Ashton, so what the fuck? Keith, Manly Sense, hello. The most hated channels are sold themselves out, list them. Oh, God, how long have you got? Hello, Josie. Alright, I took a shower with some of the Larbo Vetiver soap, pretty good for a soap. But have you ever smelled Girl On Vetiver soap? That shit is exquisite. Fuck. I've got 43 people watching. Hello, 43 people. Good afternoon, Antonio. Howdy, JP Music. In my life, there hasn't been a single clone that smells even remotely close to the real thing. I guess if you're a plebeian, maybe, says DJ. I know what you're saying. I smell a lot of clones, and like you get the gist, right? When you hear people who should know better saying that they smell almost 1-to-1, it's like, what are you talking about, mate? It doesn't. It doesn't. Like, it objectively doesn't. I feel like it objectively doesn't. You know? That's the grey area that, like, all those different channels, and it's lots of them, so picking one out isn't fair, right? To all that, it's like I've never smelled. It's like they're saying things to us, and I can't agree. You know. Thank you, JP, says Dave. Sergio Saldano Black is so close to Jaguar for men. I haven't smelled that. Oh, good shout, Rich, says Josie. Rachel, welcome. Tim Wilcox. Greetings from my sickbed, not the big C. Lots of viruses, it seems. Yeah, there's all sorts of stuff kicking about. Proper Plague Island at the minute, isn't it? Duck, how are you feeling? I feel better. I'm not 100%, but I certainly feel better, thank you. Sense of smell's getting there. It's not 100%, but I haven't lost my sense of smell, do you know what I mean? Which is, I'm so glad about. Good afternoon, Mike V. Sent the day I was reflection man. Did you have a good festive break, Rachel, says Joe. Pradeep says, I got a sandalwood roll-on from an ashram in India, and it's lovely. Got to ask my dad to get backups. Peter bought some Mysore soap and sent me a couple of bars, one for me to use and one for me to put into my soap collection. Excuse me. And I do have a soap collection, a video of which I will do, which will get promptly nobody watching it. But it'll be cool to go through the, the diaspora of my vintage soap. Ooh, sorry. Ashton's basically running his channel on YouTube surveys at this point, says Brody. Subscribers voted for him to make a blur frag. That says a lot. That is quite indicative. You know, like I was saying about, I like Ashton. His audience, I'm not there. Cherie, congratulations to Cherie. I'm going to stand up and give her a round of applause. Only went and did a no by 22. That is an outrageous feat. It's like doing the Le Mans for a year. Do you know what I mean? Like them people who do 30 marathons in 30 days, except for a year. Cherie would watch a video on soap. Well, then I shall have to do it. I just watch Eugene, and John for fragrance content anymore for the most part. I already know what I like. See, I used to love... I remember when it was new, you know? I think we're all chasing that, you know? When it was new. And it was It was, everything was new all the time. And all the content, you just couldn't get enough. Well, I couldn't get enough. It was when I started to become really ill as well. I was literally just watching fragrance content 24/7. And it was great. You know what I mean? You could have just poured it. You could have just poured it, put a funnel into me ears and me eyes and just poured it in. That actually sounds quite violent. Don't do that. But you know what I mean? I have a Monsieur L'Enfant soap that hasn't been touched. Don't touch it. That might be worth some money, that. The only clone that is spot on is the Rasasi La Yuka Wham. Aha! That is not a bad point. That is a very, very good clone. Richie J got a bottle of that. Because he loved Ombre Leather 16. Remember when it was a privé? He loved Ombre Leather 16 and he loved Tuscan Leather. And then he was like, I'm going to order one of these clones. He got a green Irish tweed. He calls it fake Irish tweed because it's basically just that that note. You know the note we're talking about, the green Irish tweed note. And he got it and took it into the store and let them smell it. And the fucking sales associates were aghast at how much it smelled like green Irish tweed. It's not, to me and you, it's not 1-to-1 at all. It's probably not even 1.5 to 1, 1 to 1.5 or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean? Sort of. But it had the note. It had the note. And all the sales associates were just like, how much did that cost? And he was like, 20 quid. And they were like, no. And he was like, yeah. And then he got his La Yuka Wham as well. I mean, to be fair, it was worth like getting them just to see the looks on the sales associates' faces. They were shocked. It was quite funny. A couple of them were really hoity-toity as well, so it was like, nah, you know. Anyhow, love fancy fragrance soaps. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan. I don't use them, right? I use Dove soap. That's the soap I use, just Dove. I'm just very vanilla like that with my soap because obviously I just don't want any smells on us, you know. I just want to smell plain, you know. Not even vanilla. I've said vanilla, not even vanilla. I just want to smell, I just want to be clean. So I use Dove soap and moisturize, and then I apply fragrance. Glad you're on the men, Mitch. Thanks, Drawn by Sense. You are wearing Sienna by Crabtree and Evelyn. I use Essential Parfums Nice Bergamot Liquid Soap. Actually super pleasant. Is it Melnium soap? Is what Melnium soap? The soap Peter got us. I'd have to go and dig it out. The clone was voted the best Middle Eastern frag. How insulting is that? That is a proper kick in the boobs, that. I'm so happy to hear Richard's voice sounding better. Thanks, Rachel. I do feel better. I am much better than I was, say, like even 4 or 5 days ago. I had the antivirals because obviously I'm on the immunosuppressants, so they were like, take everything, one of everything. I'm still on antibiotics because I had a chest infection, which was brought on by the virus. Strangely, loads of people around us were getting sick, but none of them got the same thing I had. I swear my mother gave us it, you know. I swear my mother gave us it, but she never tested positive. I don't know. I had to go to the dentist this week as well. This has turned into the story of my life. I had to go to the dentist this week as well because the packing of me wisdom tooth that I'm having out fell off. And I was just like, whoa, pain and suffering. Susan Becker, your personal shopper, has been in touch. No, I don't have a personal shopper. I'll do that myself. Oh, yeah, camera. Dev, does your twin brother wear any perfume? Manly Sense says, hey, John. I like the Girl on Vetiver soap more than the fragrance. It is lovely, the soap, though, I've got to tell you. Goodness me. Cherie says, I would totally watch a video on soap. Then then you will have it. Then you will have it, madam. Mandy, wow, I bet you could track down some more. DJ, maybe there's possible character growth for Ashton. He did stop wearing his wife's shirt. They did have a pretty low hanging neck, didn't they? Out of interest, do you get parcels in the soap world? Ah, no. Don't be gross. Thanks, Rich, says Sharek. You thoroughly deserved. Impressive for a year's no buy. Truly outrageous. He mostly wears what I don't use anymore in my recommendations that are aimed at him. He has light blue Eau Intense, Dior Sauvage, Mancera, Cedra Boisé, and unbelievably Tour Hermes EDT is his favourite. That is the best out of all of those by a considerable distance. Soap video, I'm right up for some soap streams. Yes, to the soap vid, says Aaron. I'll do the soap. The ladies seem to be interested in the soap videos. It's vintage soap. It's stuff like Polo and like I've got a vintage Bellamy, which literally smells like birch. It's a birch soap, if you can imagine such a thing. Yes, congratulations, Sherry, says Margie. Welcome, Margie. I'm seriously impressed by your commitment to your no guy. Yes, no guy July. No guy 2022. I haven't even done a no buy 23 and it's only 7 days in, says Mike. I haven't bought anything this year, but I am receiving some perfumes this year. I got the Marla Bate. I got the Jojo Beverly Hills, which I paid for like on the 30th of December. And then I've got a haul which has been sent in separate parcels by this guy. And I think they're all backups. One of them's Sandalo by Etro. There's a couple of Egoist Cologne Concentrate, which I've got like 3 bottles of now. So I'm set for that, thank God. All at really good prices. He sold us it for like, I think one of them was like 115 quid for like 100 mil. And Pierre Cardin's Enigme. And there was something else which I can't remember for the life of it. I might do an unboxing on that but I might not. You know what I mean? Ooh. Wow, not the worst taste. Aaron Tarantino's Injection in the Ears. Ooh. Margie, sick name. Count me in on the soaps. I will do the soap. That's referring to my twin brother. Have you read that out loud, Mitch? I understand. Do you have any of the Nesty Dante soaps? I love their citrus ones. I'm a big candle fan as well. Richie G got us a candle for Christmas, which I'm buzzing with. It was the other Diptyque Christmas one. I think I showed it on a stream. I was buzzing. I was burning it today, actually. It's got a lid. The Christmas candles always come with a lid. So I've got 3 Diptyque lids now. Ebony. Straight copy of Into the Void from Killian. Ebony Fume by Tom Ford. Irregular. Is Lewis here? Renata says that Cherie is just the coolest. Certainly is. Welcome. If Lewis is here, welcome. JP says, Dev, wow, not the worst taste. By the way, do you enjoy Comme des Garçons, especially because of your love of Japan? It's my grandma's signature, says Dev. Thanks, Dev. Other famous devs from Eugene's stream, he is. JP Music, never smelled any of their stuff, but I respect Ray Kawakubo's fashion. Thanks, Margie Renata. I still haven't bought anything yet. Ooh. So much pressure for that first purchase. That's Margie Noir, I am the dev, just not famous in it. Michael, I hope you're having a great start to the year, you too. Oh, you should, Dev. I wore rouge today, which is good and special. Beetroot done in a stunning way. Yes, I remember the beetroot one. My husband's great-great-grandpa, Taiwan's first Western physician, would only wear fragrance lotions so as not to irritate his patients if they were sensitive to smell due to illness. Yes. Yes. I would wear, if I were a doctor or some other... But I'm not allowed to practice medicine. We won't talk about that. No, sorry. I'm just joking. I would wear this. Nivea cream. The perfume. The eau de toilette. And outrageous. It literally smells just like the cream as well. Like exactly 1-to-1. It's made by Nivea. It's not a clone. It's just a rendering. There it is. By Zadorf, Nivea Eau de Toilette. The spray's not great. Get that creamy goodness. Cherie, thank you very much. You have donated. You are very kind. I appreciate it greatly. I'll try them someday, JP Music, but they don't strike me as a brand from whom I'd get bottles. Comme des Garçons bottles bother me because you can't just they don't just stand there like normal bottles. They want to lie down. They're like me. Maybe they're just too close for comfort. They just take up a lot of room, you know. Abe says, I got the C to start the year as well. Rich luckily did not lose my sense of smell. Mine didn't go straight away. It went after a few days. I don't know what happens to make you lose your sense of smell. It's not ideal though. I try not to wear too much at work for patients. Some people are really sensitive to scent, yes. I wouldn't like to be stuck somewhere with somebody. Like if I was like working in an office or something like that, I'd be a lot less bold with my fragrance choices. Show your morning routine, says Brody. Every time I hear Jaguar, I hear James May's voice for Top Gear. I will watch it, Rich. I'll collect a few. Weird one right here. Thinking about picking up Belle Arm today, or maybe waiting till the third perfume. I've got the third perfume sitting over there. Tomorrow or Monday, I am going to start knocking up fragrance samples and sending them out to the UK, friends. So if you're in the UK and you want a fragrance, you want to smell Eugene's newest release, let me know. I've had confirmation from him to say that I can do said things. Everybody knows apparently that it's called Descendre. So I will start to ship if you wish to have any. Going to wear some Mitsuko EDT today. I'd also like a soap video. Yes, vintage soap. Hello, Scent Reaper. Sent the day tobacco hood, a man after my own heart. My mum always puts fragrance soaps in her airing cupboard and I tend to put them in my wardrobe. Yeah, they say empty bottles in your knicker drawer. That's apparently what the ladies do, or did. I don't know if they still do. Empty bottles in your knicker drawer. Margie Noargie says, Josie, I almost wore that today too. Went with number 50 Premiere and Samsara. Number 50 Premiere. That really impressed my friend, actually. We went and smelled that and she fucking loved it, like. Rachel says, I'm still paying for my 2022 purchases. Alright, boys and girls. You get to decide which brand of samples I'm going to go with. Should I go with a Riesling Doré or Zoologist? Zoologist will set you back 100 quid, like. But I had probably the most fun I've had with the sample set, like, if I'm being honest. No guy, July sounds like my New Year's resolution. I decided to pull it out the drawer. You laid them, Margie. How was it? Very much so. They're both great. My grandmother always had Avon soaps in her linen drawer. One vote for ALD and one for a Zoologist, says Dave. Probably, I feel it. Nick says, have you tried Unspoken by Avon? Thomas, early Greek, raved about it. I got a bottle, and it's pretty spectacular considering the house that created it. Didn't they do Aspen? Didn't Avon do Aspen, or was that Cody? Such a nice practice. I'm still working on a no save January. Happy to report I'm holding strong. Well done, Mike. Was he now one of my One on one side of my body and one on the other side of my body. Not sure why, says Margie. I find natural materials better for bed. Lavender. Lavender, 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 lavender. I've got a dirty great bottle of lavender. Lavande by, what are they called? L'Occitane. L'Occitane's a great, great house. I have a bell jar of Irish Silver Mist and I've had it for a long time and it still smells great, says Phyllis. Well done. Dev's going to sleep with a zoologist. It'll be deer musk deer tonight, says Dev. My Mitsuko is beautiful. Can't believe I haven't worn it in months, says Josie. Yeah, it's fantastic. I've got a vintage lurking. Oh, you watch yourself. Get down. There it is. No, that's a Kitos. I beg your pardon. I've got a Mitsuko somewhere. I haven't worn it's a Kitos this year. After wearing it hard for a couple of years, I barely touched it this year. I think that's what happens, isn't it? You go around in cycles. Want to try Peter's thingy, says TJ. Rich, what did you think of Zoologist T-Rex? Curious. It was a bit severe. I don't necessarily know that it was too strong. It was just too severe. You know, it was blood. The metallic note in the blood was what put me off the most. Credit to him for trying something like that. You know, it was very, very severe. Is the best way I can put it. You know, I'm going to be doing the January scent project next. Hopefully this month. Once my sense of smell, I'm taking 40 milligrams of zinc every day. You know what I mean? And some vitamin B1. What's it called? Thiamine. Trying to get some, just trying to get some shit working again, you know? Apparently that thiamine's really good if you've got like neurological problems, which I do. Neuropathy, I should say, not neurological problems. Stuff like sciatica and like nerves and stuff like that. Benji would love a sample. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. Joe would also love a sample. If I put my email in the chat, and you can email me, and I will send you one. It'll probably be next week. Rich, would you consider trading the set of 3 Girl-On Vetiver soaps? No. For 50 ml of Iquitos aftershave? No. After you make the video, of course. Nah. No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, mate, but... I wish I could afford a whole wall of zoologists, says Michael Harness. I like the presentation, says Michael. You have the vintage Caldy Islands lavender dough. What? Cody did Aspen, that's right. For fuck's sake, move that. Move that. Move that Russian tea. I shan't do anything of the sort. Before that Russian tea becomes Ukrainian tea, innit? Rich, Russian tea alert. It's okay, I can say that because I'm part Ukrainian, says Dev. Perfume coat is great. Trustworthy. Thank you, Rachel. Chanel number 50 smells like Nivea, says irregular. So nice, you had to hype it twice. Perfume coat and Surrounded a chance are both trustworthy. The only one I would use, says Paroli, and I am caught up with the chat. Goodness gracious. Jura Roses sending messages. I'm going to do another stream with Jura Rose soon. The people seem to really enjoy it, like. Rich is the UK's Les Upstream marketing and sample distribution system. We do appreciate you. I'm going to get rid of that sample, that thingy of my, what's it called, email address. So I hope you've got it down. Oops. I've already managed to get rid of a few. You know? Doc just likes to mess with our anxiety. Have you not seen what the fucking Balenciaga poor Om's doing? It's all over the shop. That's more anxious for me. You know? I remember when I lost my mind. Sorry. Oh. Good heavens. Water. Oh, nice. Yeah, do another Dura stream. I shall. I get stacking perfumes in the boxes, but bottles on bottles madness, says Paroli. Sorry about that, Paroli. Rich had a crazy scent association with T-Rex, says Margie. Someone from my childhood. I wouldn't wear it, but it was so interesting to sample. I think that's a problem that Victor Wong's got. He makes really interesting stuff that everybody wants to smell, but people don't want to wear. You know? Like, the more outrageous stuff that he makes doesn't really get worn. Like, I bought a bottle of Hyrax, and it's not an easy wear, you know. Back over there and behave yourself. Alright, where are you, Hyrax? Giorgio. Here it is. It's got an incredibly shitty note. It's like this leathery, shitty, crazy shit, you know? It's really bracing. It's got this kind of outrageous Tuscan leatherness about it. You know how Tuscan leather's got that kind of, not sharp, but it's got that cleansed with fire kind of thing, like almost caustic. It would be exponentially more hilarious if one of the stable bottles just collapsed, like, I don't know, the Eau de Côte de Dessert bottle just breaking out of nowhere. It would not be free. It would not be funny if that broke out of nowhere, trust us. I should really wear this. This is one of the reasons I'm thinking of shrinking the collection, because I look at shit and I'm like, oh, I haven't worn that for ages, and I'm like, oh, I haven't worn that for ages. You know what I mean? Ooh. Suitably spooked. Hold on. Someone's just sent me a picture of a scary cat. Or a cat pulling a scary face. That was scary. It was Richie G's wife. The cat is yawning. I could see its teeth. Place your Derby on the 2 Centauri bottles and dangle it with 2 fingers while hydrating. And that sounds like I don't know what that sounds like. Sherry says, and he can also sing even with a recovering virus throat. Is there anything Rich cannot do? I can make noises with my throat while recovering from a virus. Whether it could be defined as singing or not is another matter. Wow. Getting an itchy nose. An itchy nose from talking so much. Dig up streaming. Whoops. Oh. I mean, I knew Dacre would be streaming. I just didn't know he'd be streaming this early. Usually he's a bit later, like. Not to worry, it'll be okay. I will be going to watch him when I'm finished. That's a very good thing, Anoush. Scent of the day, Belle Arms, says Anoush. I just lathered myself in it. I think you, Jim, may have awoken my passion for wearing fragrances again, says Anoush. Outrageous. That's cool. I have got a runny nose now. I've been smelling too much. I'm sure you smell great. I think Eugene would cry if he heard this. Possibly. Hi, everyone. Hello, Alfonso. The ghosts must have been bad today, Mitch. It hasn't been that bad. I intend to get that sorted, by the way. I'm absolutely fed up, like. Sick of the ghosts. Whoa, they've outstayed their welcome, the old ghosties. Scent of the day, Russian caravan tea, says Master Cluster. Partly because it was in turn in the rotation, partly because you wore it the other day and reminded me. Russian caravan tea? What's this about caravan tea? It's just Russian tea, isn't it? I remember when. Oh, Excel. What does the thumbnail mean? The one where it says, I am blocked again. That was the old thumbnail. I did set up a stream earlier on today. Neil Cuddles, Horrible Cuddles, had sent someone a message saying that he was blocked again because I blocked him from Eugene's stream because I don't want that piece of shit anywhere near us, to be honest with you. Anywhere I am, where he is, I will either block him or leave. So I blocked him, and he sent someone a message saying, I'm blocked again. So I thought, I just wanted to laugh at him, to be perfectly honest with you. I wasn't having a great day, huh? I just wanted to kick downwards, if I'm being honest. It wasn't my finest hour. But I'm not above it, you know. a little bit of e-bullying. Woo, ghosts. And welcome, RXL. How are you? Anusha's toilet apparently has a big vintage collection, says Brody. Fragrance Journey, how are you doing? On vacation, we wanted to stop by and say hello, brother. I hope you feel better. I do feel better, thank you. And I hope you have a nice time on vacation. Yeah, there's lots of people who aren't fans of Cuddles, to be honest. He's just a dick. Oops, my mistake, says Master Cluster. Russian tea. CB, I hate perfume has one called Russian caravan tea. I wonder what the difference is. Rich, would it be helpful if a program would choose your scent of the day in order to get a decent rotation? No, one of the things, this is how sad I am. It's like, I do spend a good 5 to 10. Some days I just open the thing up and I'm just like, bang, that's what I want to wear. And sometimes I agonize over it. And both of these things just I do because I've got the time. Do you know what I mean? And sometimes I don't have any sort of set like requirement or any set kind of like method for what I wear and what I don't wear. I know what you're saying, to try and like some kind of like method to get like stuff worn more often. But I enjoy the dilemma. That Hyrax absolutely stinks of shit. It's unbelievable. I think it'd be great if we could all show up on Doug's doorstep. Don't. I don't think my doorstep could take it. There's only 50 people here. No idea, but Eugene said it smells great, says Brody, for a duck fest. Quack. I'm not really a Cuddles fan either. Yeah, there's nobody fucking likes him. It's just everybody feels terrible for him because he's such a loser. By the way, I have a feeling you wear Russian tea quite often. I tend to gravitate towards it as well quite often. Do you know, I feel like I should wear it more often because I like it. I really like it. I wore it the other day and really enjoyed it. Like, RXL says, that's hilarious. People keep trying to convince me to like Cuddles, but nobody can stand them, especially me. Well, you're in the right place, mate. Trust us. Goodness me. He just goes around accusing people of shit and then does that shit, that very same shit himself. You know? He's a massive hypocrite. He's a massive liar. Everybody gives him a free pass, you know? And then if I was to say something like that, if somebody else was to say something like that, it would be like, ooh, that's terrible. But no. People treat him like what he is, a 5-year-old. You know? And I get the feeling that if people had like actually sat and said to him, like when he was like 5 or like whatever, when he was a child, then he wouldn't be that way. Fragrance Russian roulette, says Dev. Oish. I do that when I pick my bottles up by the lid. You know what I mean? It's none too bloody clever. I've dropped a few of them. I've only ever broke one bottle though. Have I? Yeah, it was that I dropped a bottle of Habit Rouge onto a bottle of Escara Pour On. That Hyrax is absolutely outrageous. It's like spicy, crazy, tangy, twangy, and then this outrageous note of like crap. Straight up poo. And a bit of piss, frankly, if you want the truth. Like a fragrance rotation, but there's always like a 0.1% chance the chosen perfume will be shot and broke. Rachel says, same. Rich, sometimes it's easy and sometimes it takes forever. Sometimes I can't decide, so I end up with nothing on those days. I sample a bunch of new stuff. I always try to wear a scent of the day, but then as the day goes by, I apply more and more. You know? Like I'll always have a scent of the day that usually goes on my chest. Not the neck, though. Never the neck. You'll hurt yourself. And then I'll put something on the back of my hand, my right hand, and then something on the back of the left hand, and then something on the left forearm, something on the right forearm. That's usually about as far as I go. It has been known that I've put shit on my biceps before, or what I laughingly call me biceps. Mitch, give 3 your fragrances you are enjoying now, says Afonso. Welcome, Afonso. What 3 fragrances am I enjoying right now? Chanel's Cologne Concentré, Egoist Cologne Concentré, I should say, Russian Tea, and I always get stuck. I was going to say Bellarme. Maybe Femme Rochas. Or Rochas Femme. I always call it Femme bloody Rochas. It's Rochas Femme. Excuse me. Miami Cuddles, a.k.a. Pugsley Adams. Yeah. Less of that, man. He's horrible shit. I used my Bar of Towers data miner soap. It was superb, says Tim. Nice. I've heard that he does a nice candle as well, but I don't know that you can get them in the UK. I dropped my bottle of Sybaris 3 times on the floor and it's still in perfect shape. Yeah, they don't make them like they used to. Afonso says, I don't like him too. Don't like the way he was talking to Eugene last year. It's the way he talks to everybody. But if you talk to him the way he talks to you, you're the bad guy. He gets offended. And then he goes on about how people get really offended because he says, quote unquote, he tells it how it is. He doesn't. He just wants to be able to say whatever fucking mindless thing comes into his mindless mind at any point. And then he doesn't want any consequences for it. And then he goes on about how old he is all the time as if that like gives him some kind of ranking. You might be, 580 or whatever it is you say you are. But why'd you act like a 5-year-old? To be fair, that's harsh on 5-year-olds, you know, because there are some 5-year-olds who don't behave like that. Met a friend yesterday, says JP Music, and we smelled tons of stuff. Too much, actually. 100. Wow. Sounds like my day in Manchester with Dura Rose. My head nearly fell off. One scent was Hyde by Hiram Green, the smokiest thing I ever experienced. I did not rate Hyde. Antonio says, who? Cuddles. That's who. I dropped a vintage bottle of Patu 1000 on the floor and it shattered. Oof. Oh, Rachel, my heart sank there. Genuinely, my heart sank there. Oh, God. I learned my lesson when I broke my bottle of Escada pour on because I kept standing on little fragments of glass for bloody weeks. It was. Weeks. That was my lesson learned. There's nothing worse than when you're just going about your business in the middle of the night, trying to go to the toilet and stuff like that, and all of a sudden you've been stabbed in the foot. You know? It's like, ah! Oh no, Rachel, that's terrible. Bilbo Fraggins, welcome. What? Why not the neck? Why will that hurt? What will hurt? The neck. Sorry? Michael says, I have no time for bitter, angry men. Not a big vintage guy, because I have this mentality of letting the past stay in the past, doing the best with what is in the production at the minute. Is way more up my alley. Unfair play to you. You know? It's not necessarily a bad thing. You know? It's not a bad thing. I'm almost the direct opposite. I like to investigate the past. I've always been like that, though. Do you know what I mean? I've always been quite into, history and stuff like that. And then, you said spray on your chest and not the neck, but why? The skin on your neck is different. It's on what my friend calls your décolletage. It's a French word for a name of, just above the bosom. And I do realise that, being a man, I don't necessarily have a bosom, but it's the skin. It's the type of skin on your neck. And on just below where my Adam's apple is, you don't have one. Do you know that little triangle on your throat, at the bottom of your throat, where your bronchioles come up and stuff? Stay away from that. On your chest, on the back of your neck, maybe, and on your clavicle is the best place to apply. Do not spray on your neck, otherwise you will get turkey neck. And Paroli's right. Don't spray anywhere where the sun will hit, because it just do you know when you see light in a swimming pool, you can get sunburn when you're in a swimming pool because the light is it's simply refracted. It's that kind of similar principle. It's chemical as well on top of that. And also, I think if you're wearing perfume when it's hot, with it being on your skin, it can make you perspire more. Not great for your skin, perfume, strangely. Rachel, I feel your pain, man. Don't join a new just smashed bottle club of the month. Month of the bottle of the month club. We grew up being told not to hold bottles by the cap, yet everyone insists on doing it for some reason. I can't stop myself. It's insane. Vintage styling, though, is my favourite. 48 peeps, says JP. I'm yet to break a bottle, says Paroli. Knock on wood. Oh, you've said it now, mate. What's an alternative for Patu Pour Homme, says Prodi. Fucking hell, somebody else asked us that the other day. Enigme by Pierre Cardin, maybe. You've got to realise as well, though, Jean Curlieu, Patu, they were known for using the highest of high-end ingredients, you know? And then he would make them in this kind of, classic way, you know what I mean? He was a big classicist as far as perfume was concerned. I'm just putting some Sudocrem on my leg. I think I've been bitten by something. Or maybe I've just scratched myself. So it's very hard, because he was a purist. That was the word I was looking for. He was a purist. I can't argue with any of you on that, Rich. Yeah, no, it people feel sorry for him because he's a mindless idiot. But people also know that if you keep people like that around, they're gonna drag you down. I just won't put up with them. It just made me mind up very early. I won't say anything like that about you. Probably sounds like a jinx. Shaved-headed guy with Eugene? No. I understand, but 90% of fragrances I like that are currently in production are very expensive, says Manly Sense. He said you spray on your chest but not on the neck. Don't spray anywhere near where the sun hits. I spray head to toe and then some, says Michael. Gobble gobble. I love turkey necks, says Bilbo. Oh wow, I never knew that. Yes, you've got to protect that. Protect that skin. My man, there is always an open seat for you in Anoush's Smash Bottle of the Month Club for when you pop your cherry, says Anoush. Have you smelled anything by ATL Oblique? It's a brand from Berlin, I've never heard of it, like Voodoo Flowers and Biton Brut, for example. No, but Richie G got a bottle of Brut the other day. Wow, Anoush is just here beckoning people to the gates of hell, that's right. I do want to try Patu just to see if it meets the hype to me. I'll send you a mill if you want that. My partner dropped a 30ml decant of Le Leon in our bedroom. Needless to say, that is no longer our bedroom. Can still smell it a year later. I do not care for Le Leon. That stuff is just, whew. It's too much. My vintage Patu bottles are among my favourites, says Rachel. Yes. Benji, it's the Juice's bedroom now. Yes. My vintage Patu are among my favourites. Honestly, that Mar Liberty, it's so classy. It's so classic. And then that Ebony. Ebony is kind of weird. I'm not really getting a lot of it, to be honest. Antonio says, I'll have to wear more roll necks when I get older then. Do you ever see those women of a certain age, I'm talking late 40s, early 50s, and they've always got big hair, and like they've clearly had a good time when they were younger, which is fair enough. Do what you like. It's not what I'm saying. But if they still wear quite low cut tops, and their chest, like above their boobs, right? Is the skin on it is quite, because they've obviously enjoyed being in the sun and they've always worn perfume, and more often than not they're drinkers. I'm painting a picture here, but if you look at their chest, it's always, and I'm not saying stare at their boobs, but like you'll know the skin when you see it. Crepe. Yeah, it's crepey. Yes, Joe, you're right. It gets crepey. And it almost always happens with women or the men who like to go out. I'll tell you what it is. It's the sun as well. These people, sun worshippers and stuff like that, you know. The sun does a lot, but doing it with perfume will accelerate that process, you know. Wearing perfume and catching the sun, it's not a great idea. It's not a great idea. Like Judi Dench. To be fair to Judi Dench is much older, you know. Sunbeds, yes, sunbeds, fucking Christ. Sunbeds, such a bad idea, sunbeds. Put 20 years on you, that shit. It's like smoking. Oh, they're precious. I like smelling Le Leon occasionally, but can't stand wearing it. I found out after purchasing a partial due to the vanilla R, I guess. The vanilla R? That's right. Judi Dench is in her 80s, so I think we're going to exclude her. Yeah, exactly. Judi Dench, she's, like I say, yeah, she's in her 80s. Leon has that much vanilla in it. If I looked as good as Judi Dench in my 80s, I'd be all right. I'll not get to me fucking 80s, me. Jesus. Judi Dench, no. The dry down of Unfleur de Cassis is amazing, says Paroli. It's my favourite Mars. Probably in my top 3. One of my favourite Mars, I should say. There was a generation of women who put baby oil on their skin purposely to burn themselves to a deep tan while smoking and drinking, etc. That again is a good point. You know, people not using sunscreen, using oil. It's not great. I cover up personally, even when it's boiling hot. Like, just not for me, that. I really like vanilla as a note. I can absolutely tolerate and even enjoy Nishani's Annie. Vanilla. Excuse me. I'm yet to smell something as pure vanilla that I like as much as Un Bois Vanille, and I don't wear Un Bois Vanille very often. Like, rarely will you see me wearing Un Bois Vanille. Vanilla is one of those notes that it's so comprehensive. It's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. That's the word I was looking for. It's ubiquitous. That I don't feel like I'm in any rush to like go and get one because it's not going to go anywhere. You know what I mean? The Leon is boring as fuck. I just don't like it. Just not big into labdanum, to be perfectly honest. Like, apologies to the labdanum lovers. So I bought a vintage Surge from Italy, and they threw in a wallet that says Rebel on one side with a Confederate flag on the other. I was very confused. Well, I mean, anything for nothing, really, don't you? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not sure what I would do with that. Maybe it was just like a... It was just a present, you know? Take it in the spirit it was intended. More like Judi Dench's at this point, am I right? Annie is so great, loves Zarokian works. Zarokian. Cecile Zarokian. She is the perfumer du jour at the minute, isn't she? She is the perfumer of the moment. She is the superstar. She is the world's... below the likes of like Kurdijan and stuff like that, who's like almost not even a perfumer anymore. He's like a fucking cultural sort of... But he's always been like that. He used to hang around with Jean-Paul Gaultier and stuff, didn't he? But Cecile Zarokian in the world of perfume is like fame at the minute. I still don't think she's the best. I think Antoine Lee's the best. But she's certainly the shooting... Like, not a shooting star, because that's not fair. She is like a star. You know? She's good looking, she's good at what she does. She is approachable, she does interviews. She's intelligent, she speaks languages, she's like a classy lady. You know what I mean? So it's like she's doing well. What are your thoughts on the goth lady from CSI, Mitch? I think I know who you mean. I've never watched CSI, so I don't really know. I mean, she's all right. If you're asking us what I think about her looks, she's not bad. I like Leon, but I feel the need to wear a suit with a monocle while driving my Tom Ford Model T. My Tom Ford Model T? My Ford Model T. Vanilla, Diorama. Bless Demi. It's just whatever it is, that circle of the YouTube. I think they're YouTubers now. I don't even think that they're fragrance. That's not how I consider it. Like, I think they've sort of like not even branched off. I don't even think they're like connected to the rest of We're Now. Maybe it's us. Maybe it's me. I'm not connected to them. You know? Who knows? My wife going out with friends, she's wearing my Girl on Vetiver, smells great on her. See, I like that. I like that. How often, I went through a phase and a period a while ago of saying, I would love to smell vintage masculines on women now. Balenciaga Pour On, you know, Giorgio Beverly Hills, Egoist Cologne Concentrate. Classical masculine, what was called like classical masculine perfuming and quote unquote, amen. You know? Not Dew Pomme, God no, I don't want to smell that on anyone. Paco Rabanne Pour On, Azaro Pour On. Things like that, I would love to smell them on Liz just to see what it was like. Just to see what it was like, you know? I can imagine, mind you, I'd think anybody smelled sexy wearing Balenciaga Pour On. It's not really a fair fucking... But Girl on Vetiver, I think that's brilliant. I would quite like to smell that on a lady. Become ungovernable, Paroli. Wear the Leon in a white t-shirt and basketball shorts. JP says, unfortunately, I didn't like any Nashane so far, including Annie, very synthetic and sharp to my nose. Well, friends, this week I sold my bottle of Sultan Vetiver to someone, a repeat customer. The top of that fragrance, the top and the mid of that fragrance is absolutely stunning. It's glorious. The dry down is awful. It's like a massive cop-out. All he did was just put amber wood in and said, there you go, there's a base. Bullshit. Ruined the fragrance. If he remade that fragrance, took out the amber wood, put in something like patchouli ambergris, you know, something like that. Patchouli ambergris, maybe some oak moss, maybe some musk, you know. I think there's musk in it anyway. So maybe there's a bit of sandalwood, maybe. Rounded it out, kept that vetiver going. Fucking criminal. I really hate amber woods. Like, they really, really make us like I've sold the moon. I've sold the moon. That's an outrageous thing. I've sold the moon. Anybody want to buy the moon? Not the perfume, the actual moon. Yeah, I've sort of like amber woods just wherever I find them. I just don't like them. I thought that was what was in Le Leon, but it's not. There might be something like that in Le Leon, you know. But there's something about amber wood which really makes me feel quite bad. Godspeed, soldier. They're definitely sharp, but I don't know about synthetic. For me, the ones I've smelled have been. I loved that fragrance. I loved that fragrance. I got a sample off AC. AC smells good. And I loved it, and I bought a bottle. And I bought another bottle because I got it cheap. You know, found discounters. Notino in the UK had it for, what did they have it for? They had it for 100 quid. Harrods had it for 150. So I bought it for 100 quid. Annie, are you okay? Are you okay, Annie? Yeah, you're pretty much just okay. Yes, that's right, Masterclass, that's right. Pat, good evening. Sonia Constantine is quite good. I don't remember. Always like an intelligent, accomplished lady, and yes, Cecile Zerotian is classy and quite nice. Yeah, she's a star. If she's not already, she's going to be. She could be. She could be one of these, you know, like these this new class of like famous perfumers, which to be fair they deserve, and they always have done. Too late for Pierre Bourdon, which is criminal, but he is getting the credit he deserves now as somebody who was probably one of, if not the best perfumer of his generation. Cecile Zerotian, Francis Kurdijan, all these people who are like famous now, or like, well, Thierry Vassar, they are all standing, not so much Thierry Vassar because he's been around a long time to be fair, but they're all standing on the shoulders of people like Pierre Bourdin, people who didn't get the credit, who weren't well known, who deserved much more than what they've got. DJ says, chorus on a lady swoon. I'd smell that. I'll tell you, I once smelled Tuscan leather on this girl, and it was the way she looked. She would look badass. She's wearing these, I don't want to get perverted, but she was wearing like these tight leather pants things and like a black leather jacket, and the way she had her makeup and her hair done and that, and she was wearing Tuscan leather, and I was like, wow. You know, I wasn't like particularly attracted to her, and then just the scent, just sort of like little cherry on the cake. It was very hot. You know? Oh, it is coming to that time, friends. So many vintage masculines smell amazing on women today. Yes. Are you excited about Les Abstray's number 3? I have been excited by Les Abstray's number 3. I know I've got it. I've got it right here. Want to see it? Oh God, I don't know that Eugene would appreciate this actually. I mean, everybody knows what it's called, so I don't suppose why not. But I've had all 3 of these since like the middle of last year. Beg your pardon. He's releasing this on his father's birthday, which I believe is the 23rd. But I will give you a sneak peek, friends. These fucking bottles are tight. Has anybody else found that? They're tight in there. It's a good thing, to be fair, so they don't rattle about. I'm not telling you what it smells like. There it is. A cheeky little number. I haven't seen Eugene in the chat, so. Them reviewers are definitely disconnected, I am sure, after saying what one did with Armani Code. Jesus. Do I want to know? Time for Beau de jour on a woman would be quite pleasant. Yeah, that sounds quite nice, actually. Not an Ashane fan personally, me neither, Rachel. I've sold the moon, says JP. Sorted my ghosts with gaffer tape. Well, my mum attempted to do that with gaffer tape and just made a pig's ear of it, frankly. I don't particularly mind Amberwood, says Dev. Perhaps it's because I started my perfume journey with Arzaros Wanted by Night, so my barrier for modern chemical is quite high. Maybe you just like them. Most people seem to. You know, they're wildly popular. It's just I can't stand them, like. Rich, if something lists agarwood, does it run the risk of also having amberwood in it? They would make the agarwood accord using amberwood these days, I would suspect. I can't sit there and tell you that I know that. But I would, if it's not real oud, then there's a good chance they will have used an amber wood to create that agar wood oud accord sort of thing. The thing with oud is it seems to be passing, touch wood, as like the thing that they want to do now, the houses, you know. So I'm trying to figure out how to avoid anything with amberwood because it gets to me big time. You and me both. You and me both, mate. Sunday evening, Parlemoir Mile High. I have got Parlemoir Parfum Oris Tattoo. And it's very nice when you just want to wear that's another fragrance you could wear if you were a doctor. 2 sprays of that. Lovely. Very soft, very mild. Not hurting anyway. 24th. I've never been wanted like that. I say that's their loss, says Dev. You don't know that you've never been wanted like that. 24th, we won't tell, says Michael. Well, I won't tell either, so. Dev, no doubt, you seem like a great guy. It'll happen when it's meant to. Don't change, says Master Cluster. That's a nice thing to say, isn't it? What's it called, says Jonathan. What's what called, Jonathan? Descendra. Oh, sorry, mate. It's called Descendra. Can you say that better, mate? Sorry, nobody can say that better because it's absolutely... The camera hates us. Sorry about that. How's that? It's called Des Cendres. Des Cendres. No doubt, you seem like a great guy. It'll happen when it's meant to. Don't change. What's it called? We didn't grow up with the newest synthetics in our environment, so we notice them and evaluate them. Yes, that's right. Maybe people who smelled perfume 20, 30, 40 years before us would say, ugh, oak moss, ugh. You know? Birch tar, that's what you want. Plum. Cumin. Oh, cumin. God, no. Excellent. Can't wait. So, I won't be giving anything away about the notes or the smell. It is not for me to do that, but Eugene did tell us that not only could I send this to the people, that... Have I sprayed this yet? Yes, I have. The fucking room used to stink of Hyrax. Can't stink of this now. And my initial reaction is to talk about it and tell you how I feel and what I smell. And yet I have to literally I almost put my hand to my mouth there. You didn't say it obviously, but I always was like, whoa, don't. Tev being like, ooh, imagine people in the 1700s going, ugh, coumarin. I'll be buying 2 gifts on that day, says Antonio. I'll say this about it. It is of the same quality as the previous 2 releases. As far as ingredients blending. Is it strong? Is it strong? It's a good question. Is it strong? It fits in with the other 2. You know? Like thick, says Pradeep. Pradeep, you are a rascal. You are expertly probing me. Stop that. I'm not that kind of duck. It is Saturday, though. I'll give you that. It's going back in its box. Do you know I wore Belam when I was ill? The first day I was really ill, I wore Belam. And I remember thinking to myself, I mean, I could barely smell it, because I could barely smell anything. But I remember thinking to myself, what if this is it? What if I've wasted the last fucking, 20 years of my life collecting all these perfumes like a dick? Jesus. What if I can't smell again? Fortunately, it's coming back. And I will continue to take 40 milligrams of zinc a day until it's back completely. Because fuck that all the way. I will rage against that like you would not believe. Benji, I got your email, mate. Don't worry, I will compose one to you. I will compose one to you when I finish in a minute. Eugene mentioned French Lover, which probably is my favourite DNA. Excited about number 3. Nice try. Nice try. I'm not going to be telling people. Doesn't bear thinking about, Rich. No, it doesn't bear thinking about, does it? Does zinc help? Yes. I honestly, right, because I think that vitamins and minerals, right, are a massive scam, right? You should be getting all your vitamins and minerals from your diet, right? Every once, say if you miss something out of your diet, then you can add something in. Like, I don't eat fish, never eat fish, won't eat fish. Fucking, they're just weird alien looking and smelling things. No, right? So I take a cod liver oil every day just because there must be something. I mean, look at all the societies around the world that eat loads of fish, right? The Japanese live for like 100 years, you know? There's got to be something in it, you know? So I take a cod liver oil every day because it's got to be good for you. Apparently it's really good for your joints. And I mean, my joints are probably the worst joints in the world, you know? I've got that's what's wrong with us. I've got like an arthritic disposition, you know? So I take the cod liver oil every day. I take vitamin C every day and D because I haven't got an immune system, or the immune system I've got is severely fucked and suppressed. So I also have a yogurt. You know those probiotic yogurts? Use them as well, because they're good for you. But I can safely tell you, when I started taking that zinc, right, and I added that in, fucking, like, seriously, I went from being able to smell about 5 to 10%, from going from that to about 30 to 40% when I took the zinc. It was crazy. And I haven't stopped since. I might stop and see if my sense of smell goes away. And then we will know if it's the zinc or if it's just me getting better. Who knows? Don't worry, Mitch. My scent's come back 100%. I feel that's the way I'm headed. You know? I feel that's how we're going. What the hell would I do with the bloody channel? I'd probably just sign off and leave it so everybody could use it as a resource, like. La Douleur Exquis I really like a lot, although I don't like Rose Bellarme. I didn't smell so far, says JP. I need to send Natalia some. I sent her some, she hadn't got them yet. There was also a guy called Lee Turner, who has been very patient. I sent him some well before Christmas, and he did not. Rich, do you accept requests from brands sending you stuff? No. Absolutely not. Nothing. Not a thing. The only reason I took these off Eugene was because he's like one of, if not my best mate, and I was involved in the creative process-ish. I went through the whole process with him, became mates, like when he'd like split up with Maria, and then just like really good mates, and then he decided he had this idea to create some perfumes. I distinctly remember when he told me, Galen and Thomas, that he was going to do them, and we were like, yes, you know. So I wouldn't take bottles off anyone else. That's not true. I have taken a bottle of Lamar by Kajal. This was before I was a reviewer, before I had a YouTube channel. Posting reviews and stuff. This was like a good couple of years before as well, which is why I don't talk about that. So that is full disclosure, but I will not take any perfumes for review. I will not take any gifts. I'll take free shipping. If I want to buy a perfume off a brand like Victor Wong, when I bought the Zoologist, I bought 2 of them from a shop in Germany called Essenza Nobile, and they didn't have Hyrax in. So I got in touch with Victor Wong. I was like, look, I can't get Hyrax at this shop. Can I buy it off you? And he was like, yeah, no problem. I was like, I'm paying for it. I was like, but the shipping is very expensive, isn't it? And he was like, yeah, you can have free shipping, no problem. I was like, thanks, Victor. And this I highly recommend any of you to do. Get free shipping at any possible fucking point you can. Shipping is a nightmare. I mean, if you've got to pay, you've got to pay. You know what I mean? But, Jesus. The state of shipping as well. Like, when I started buying from Manouche, the shipping it wasn't reasonable. I mean, it was reasonable, but I was buying huge fucking things as well. You know, I was buying huge things. Huge. You've seen me unboxings. It was like 70 perfumes, like 33-pound boxes, you know, like 10 kilogram, 15 kilogram boxes I was buying off him. So free shipping. Anyone offers you, if you can get free shipping, try that. Take nutritional yeast, maybe. Fish have mercury. By God, those Chinese emperors were right all along. I think it was only one of them, wasn't it? It was only Qin Shi Huangdi. Qin Shi Huangdi. I don't know that many of the other ones did. I know it was an ancient Chinese, like medicine, like what they thought would make you live longer. I mean, how ironic. Adam says, I love sushi. Salmon is my go-to. I heard cod liver oil is the right stuff. You live on an island and don't eat fish, says Rachel. Can't stand the smell. Can't, just, nah, never could. The texture as well. Weird fish. You're selling your Ted Lapidus? Yes, I am, Manly Sense. I am selling my original bottle of Ted Lapidus, the original formulation of Paul Hom. If you excuse me, I am selling this. If anybody wants to buy it, I think I've got it up for about 70 quid. To you? 80. No, just kidding. Yeah, I'm selling this. I tried to sell it to Ramsey. I offered it to Ramsey and he was like, nah, I don't really want it. I've got enough perfume. And I was like, yeah, that didn't go too well. Type of thing I would say that. This, I just never reach for it. I remember Aram saying it smelled like a catcher's mitt. And I was like, well, we don't have them over here, but I know exactly what you mean. Good night, JP Music. Thank you for coming. I'm going to go in a minute as well. If you give us a couple of minutes, I'm going to finish off this chat and then... I didn't receive the package yet. Royal Mail are probably enjoying it. Yeah. Birch tar smells great, just not on the side effect of it being on skin. Yeah. Did you test any of the zoo when you received some samples from St. Celia? Yes, I did. I'm trying to test out the brand. Any recommendations? My friend, so the zoo, none of them really, I didn't really care for any of them myself, but my mate went fucking wild for Everlasting. She absolutely loved it. My nose is running now. You know why that is, don't you? I've been sniffing too much perfume. Eugene is a proper mate. He certainly is. If you think the shipping is bad, try Israeli import tax 20% over here. I got the source, says DJ. Yes, you do. I've seen that email as well, mate. I'll get back to you. Benji, love the zoo. My favourites are Everlasting. There it is. Rhubarb, my love. I really wanted to try that, and it was the only one she didn't send us. Dangerous Curves, Skews Femme, and Fig, my love. I wanted to try that one as well. She didn't send us that either. Alex Rachel, I'll test those. She's really canny, Brooke. She's really nice. I'm curious about the zoo leather. There is a leather frag that's really good too that I can't remember the name of. Yeah, that's Club Design, I think. Or Scent Tattoo, same scent, different name. That's right. The one thing about eating so much fish when mercury is in is you get warmer, you get taller. When it gets warmer, you get taller. Very good. About time for me to snooze, says Dev. Bird scent will be zoologist musk deer. Good night, Mitch. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night, Dev. I like Louis from the zoo. Night, JP. Night, Dev. Sleep well. Love to all. Take care of yourself, Duck. See you later, Michael Harness. I too am off to bed. Good night, Joe. I will be in touch. Right, rich and lovely people. Have a great rest of your day and night. And yes, that is me at the end of the chat. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, for participating, commenting, just lurking, liking. Thank you to the people who donated. I will be sending you thanks soon when I go downstairs and have a nibble. Streaming does make you hungry. But yes, thank you very much, everyone. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all the comments. And I will see you all again soon. Thanks, everyone.